Hey folks, welcome back to the Nerdcast with my close friend Padawan and just my friend Hope. How you doing today, Hope?
Doing all right, mostly.
So you're a Sonic nerd, huh?
Yes, I got into the series when I was 8 years old. Thanks to my cousin. Thank you.
Do you write Sonic fan fiction?
No comment to that.
What's your least favorite Sonic game?
Well, I haven't played all of them, but I've heard that Sonic 2006 is just terrible, which I don't want to rant too much into that because
Glitchy as heck.
I want to play it. Hopefully I can. If someone will let me get the game. Thank you, economy.
Yep. Well, here's the thing, you're not missing out much. It's pretty much a redone version of the original Sonic Adventure game. But,
It's bad.
Glitchy is...
I heard it was supposed to be Sonic Adventure 3, and when I heard that, I was like,
And it's kind of weird that Sonic makes out with a chick.
Thank God I erased that from the Sonic lore for me, because when I saw that, when I was... How old was I when Sonic 2006 was out?
I was
3.
12 when it came
I was
out.
3. Tells you how young I am. But like I was 3.
12, I was like 9 or 11.
I was 3 when it first came out. But when I was like, I believe when I was 6, my cousin showed me the game. Was like, this is a game. It's not a good game.
Yeah, but they still have the whole freaking orca whale chasing you for a freaking.
Yeah, that seems like a thing. I played Sonic Adventure 1, so I can say that I'm not a very big Sonic. Well, I am a big Sonic fan for the games and such and story. But do I avidly play every single Sonic game? No, because I do not have all the flippin' gaming stations that allow each game to play. Like, I don't have a Wii. The only thing I have is an Xbox, and even then, I have really terrible Wi-Fi.
Look, I'm emo, so Chow the Hedge Hog is my favorite one.
Honestly, who was my favorite?
Edgy.
Who was my favorite? I don't even know who was my favorite back
Chow the
then.
Hedgehog got a good story.
I mean, yeah, I'm sorry to say this, but Shadow the Hedgehog game was...
They tried too hard to be edgy.
Not tried to be too hard to be edgy. The game just... It didn't work with what it wanted. Like, they tried to do, like, choose your own story mixed with...
Platforming.
Yeah, and it didn't end well. But I will say this, that the stories that are told through each of the things is interesting. Would be great if everyone knew them all, though. Like,
What's canon at the end of Shadow the Hedgehog? Is there a canon ending?
No. Well, besides the final cutscene. That one's actually the canon ending.
Yeah.
But if you go into further Sonic games, like Sonic 06 mentions like shadow androids, which that's only on one side of the playthrough of Shadow, and then no one else knows about that. It's chaos. It's just
I don't think
chaos.
Shadow's an android. I think he survived and they just brought him back.
I'm sorry, but the ultimate life form that is supposedly immortal, as stated in, like, if you look at the gaming, like, specific story of the games, Shadow's immortal.
Yeah, he probably just got really banged up and they had to
They had to heal him. He probably got knocked out, was healed, because, I'm sorry, but an immortal being can fall from space and be fine.
What was your take on Sonic Adventure 2? I love that game.
I never played all of it. I only got halfway through, halfway through the heroes, and I was done with Dark Story because I wanted to see Shadow. I was one of, I think okay, I'm going to make myself sound really, really bad. I was a Shadow fanatic, and then I started to, like, slowly realize that I was a Sonic. I am, like, more like Sonic than Shadow. I was not edgy. I was not that. I am more of Sonic. I am an optimistic and...
Carefree.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about anything because they're just running fast.
Cool. Mm-hmm. A bit cool-headed.
Can we all admit the Amy Sonic thing is kind of creepy?
From someone who has had that sort of past with someone, that is not going to ever end well. That relationship's going to fall apart. That's why I do not ship those two. Unless it's Boom. Boom is the only exception because those two actually have a
Boom
flippin'
was,
personality.
Okay, I love Knuckles and Boom. I love Knuckles and Boom.
Who doesn't?
Have you seen the meme? Unacceptable. It is now illegal.
Yes.
I personally didn't like Boom. But then again, I
didn't like the game that Boom came from, but I did grow up with Boom.
Well, here's the thing. When you were watching
God,
as
is
a
that
kid,
awful?
I was coming out of high school and I just didn't like it.
Well, that's the difference between age here.
Yeah.
I was a middle schooler going on to a teenager when
Yeah.
I was a middle schooler going on to high school, and God, I went through some really messed up shit in my past, which I don't want to go over. But
What's your take on the chaos creature, the chaos deity?
you mean the ancient chaos or the ancients? Because thanks to Sonic Frontiers, spoilers, chaos is now deemed as an ancient, and
Race.
yep, that's their race.
How do you feel about that, Rakan?
Actually, I didn't actually mind. I actually was like, personally, I've been enthusiastic that they're actually trying to, like, fix all the plot holes with the Sonic games.
Yeah, how do you feel about
God.
the Chaos Monster in Sonic Adventure 1?
Ooh, well,
It's pretty sad if you think about it.
Well, yeah, it's a pretty sad story, but if you look at it from, like, a historical perspective, that actually did happen. Think about it, like, what Chaos went through is what most, like, people that were defending their beliefs were, even back then. Even in the 1990s, even in the 1980s, even to now, we are still defending our beliefs, and even then, they're falling apart.
Me with that Cranberry song?
Now that you mentioned that, all I can think about is the berries and cream meme out there.
No, I'm
God.
talking about the freaking song.
Yeah.
Zombie.
Yeah, that.
That song.
Yeah, but, like, you just reminded me of the berries and cream when you said that, because you said berry.
Okay,
and
speaking of cream...
Oh, there's my
The
Sonicness.
The Chow Garden.
Bring it back, please.
Yes.
Please.
I thought the second one had the best Chow Garden. The second one had the best Chow Garden.
I love the Chow Garden. I love the Chow as characters.
I love tormenting them and turning them into demon babies. I love doing that.
Oh, you're one of those people, I see.
I would throw the egg, hatch it, hit it around a bit, then I would treat it nicely, be kind to it, and then I would hit it again, and I would create like an evil demon baby.
You mean the evil Chow?
Yes.
At least it's not
And
Omen
I would
Chow.
feed them animals. I would feed them animals too.
At least they're not Omen Chow. It's not at least the annoying Chow. I'm the Chow.
How do you feel about chows? Was that a good aspect of the Sonic Adventure games? They're so fun.
Yeah, it was. And they're actually bringing them back via Coco.
Really?
Yeah, those are the souls of the ancients apparently, and they're supposed to act like Chow used to.
Okay.
Which, interesting concept. Kind of like it. Good job connecting those two together. More of that though is the fact that, personally for me, the reason why I like Sonic the Hedgehog isn't because of like specific story types or aspects.
It's the gameplay.
That's the main part. That is honestly what they said in what Sega has tried to do with Sonic is basically make him a edgier, cooler, faster Mario.
Yeah.
And they succeeded for
A few years.
Sega Genesis and
and
then Adventures, and then it just went downhill when his 3D did not compared to Mario. Sonic's 3D versus Mario 3D when they were transitioning, Sonic dropped and Mario dropped, but got back up. But Sega just couldn't get the
Sonic has been a dying franchise for the past 13
except
years.
now apparently.
Yeah, because Frontiers, I haven't played much of it, but I've seen bits and pieces. It looks good. It's open world, right?
Mm-hmm. And there's actually theories due to Sonic Frontiers because of how much it canonizes like all the games up to now. And one of my favorite theories, which I want to talk about, is the end. The reason why it became the moon is because it almost destroyed Earth, because it's supposed to represent the Ark from Sonic Adventure 2. And as such, the reason the end took that form is because it's supposed to represent the end is supposed to represent the worst fears of the heroes.
Yeah.
The worst fear that Sonic has was the Ark hitting Earth, which what was the end trying to do? It was coming to hit Earth as the Ark, supposedly.
Is there a continuity to Sonic?
Yes. Is it messed up? Yes. Is it a nightmare to try and fix it. Very similar to Bay vs. Transformers. Yes.
Very similar to
That's why.
Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, true. Like, this is what I say. When I write fan fiction, I'm usually either going off of canon and, like, creating an alternate universe where things are more angsty or more interesting or different aspects.
'Cause you're a furry.
Yeah, if you're a Sonic fan, you're a furry. But with Sonic, Michael Bay, and everything like that, I tried to fix canon. Those were my main fanfics, where I tried to fix canon. Was it a nightmare? Did it take 2 years or 3 years? Yes, for both of them. It took 3 years to try and get all the games up. And then Sonic Frontiers came in because Michael Bay's has finally died out after Transformers 5. Thank God. And oh boy, did I literally have to rewrite half of what I did because Sonic Frontiers tried to do what I did, but did it much better. Oh my God! When I heard I instead of actually playing the game, since I don't have the consoles to actually play the games, I actually watch long play movie versions, which they have the cutscenes, the gameplay, and everything like that. Oh my God, Frontiers is amazingly great at storytelling.
And it's open world too.
Here are some aspects of storytelling that Sonic has been great with. If you look at the Sonic world map, it has now expanded because of everything that became canon. From ever since Sonic 1 all the way up to Sonic Forces has now been canonized. That includes, well, except the ones that like Sonic XE. Those have not been canonized for a reason, because they're an alternate universe. Again, similar to fanfiction, but someone made it a game. Which, by the way, good job, person. You did what most people were afraid to do back then because of copyright.
Yeah, speaking of, like, Sonic, we both agree Sonic X is one of the worst pieces of crap out there, right?
Okay, I will say this. Sonic X is terrible English dub version. The Japanese... The original is so much better for a reason, because the English censored a bunch of BS that wasn't supposed to be censored, but they deemed it censored because they were trying to get it to kill kids.
And they rewrote the lore, too. They rewrote a lot of the lore, too.
And one of the main things
is... Not to mention, I hate that kid. I hate that freaking kid.
Chris Thorndike?
Hate that kid.
He's a lot better in Season 3, though. Because he's matured.
The Metarex thing made no sense. Plant, metal...
Actually, yeah, they do. Think about it in the lore of Sonic now that Frontiers is out, it actually makes sense. Back then, no, it didn't. Like, most people are like, what do you mean the Metarex are... what?
Metal, plant, creature, dinosaur
If you look at it from the Sonic Adventure, like, before Sonic became 3D, when Sonic the Hedgehog, the first game ever came out, the story was all about plant versus machine. Nature versus humankind. If you think about it like that, which I've actually looked into it, and yeah, that's basically what the games were about, it was an environmentalist point of view of Sonic.
Hippies.
Hippies aren't the environmentalists nowadays.
I'm joking.
I know you're joking, but I'm like, when someone says, oh, it's like a hippie game. Yeah, it is, but in a modern perspective.
Personally, my favorite Sonic game has to be Sonic Adventure 1 2. Those were just so fun. You had exploring, the platforming, the Chow Garden, the bosses.
I will say this.
I hated Big.
Yeah, no one likes Big's chapter. But can I just say this? Do not get the Xbox version of Sonic 1 and 2 because it is glitchy as heck. Because I did, and oh boy, I nearly killed someone. 3 times!
I really didn't like Big's fishing. Froggy, where's my frog?
But their relationship is so cute. It's a friendship. Think about it.
But you literally can't beat it. You spend hours on a single stage fishing, and you never catch the dang frog.
Yeah, because I think that's where it was like, again, one of the I think it's glitchy as heck there too. Because for me, I did Big's chapter. I got stuck on the third one. The other two before I got to the third one were literally only took me like 30 minutes to get Froggy. I don't know what was going on. I was prepared for it to be like 2 hours at best. 30 minutes until I got to the last one, which I have not completed because...
Yeah, but the dub for Sonic X was cringy as hell.
Sonic X, like, Season 1 and 2 were terrible. Shadows was messed up, General... Chaos
was good.
Like, a bunch of the stories, like, they were trying to because Sonic X was before Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, when they found out how big Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, the adventure games, were getting, they tried to incorporate...
Yeah.
They tried to incorporate them, and the pacing was... Oh boy.
Yeah, not to mention the whole idea that they have, like, Sonic is from a different universe than Sonic X.
Yeah, that's why I don't think Sonic X is, like...
Canon.
Sonic X is not canon, because of the fact that there's, like, oh, it's a different universe, when in reality, we have never left. Humans...
Yeah.
Like, Sonic the Hedgehog has always been there on Earth. I mean, the movies... okay, we need to talk about the Sonic movies if we're talking about the Sonic franchise. The Sonic movies...
How do you feel about the Sonic movies?
I have not fully watched movie 2, but I've seen clips of it, because I am that insane. And I have to say this, I can't wait for Sonic movie 3, because of the fact that they did really great with Sonic 1, where they got...
about the Eggman?
Eggman, oh my god, I liked him in Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 because of the fact that in the games,
the actor playing him is
great. He's great in capturing Eggman's insanity.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if you were smart, trust me, you would lose your mind if you were the only smart person in this world. I'm sorry, you will lose your mind because I've lost my mind.
And you become an egomaniacal jerk.
And that's why I really like. Also, that's why I like about the relationship between. I like how Sonic 1, they incorporated the relationship between Sonic and Eggman, like their rivalry. In Sonic 2, they added the games. They added more game hints, like Tails coming in and Knuckles and their friendship, which, by the way, wow, that was way more believable than the games ever showed. And, and at the end of Sonic 2, they actually are preparing for Sonic 3, like they did with Sonic 2.
How do you feel about Knuckles in the new Sonic movie?
I liked him actually as a character.
And Tails.
Because
I like Tails too.
Tails and Sonic's relationship is so cute, and as like brothers, not like those creepy pictures on Google shipper. God.
Some Rule 42 people. Rule 42.
Please don't look. If be careful when you're Googling Sonic and Tails because I was dumb enough not to put filters on because I'm a blonde. I can make this joke. I pulled a dumb blonde moment and made a mistake, and it has now scarred me for life. But,
where do you see the Sonic franchise going? Are you hopeful for its future?
Well, it's with Sonic Frontiers, with how well they got the animations of the characters, the personalities of the characters, the characterization. I'm actually, especially near the end of Frontiers, where they kind of hinted that Sonic might take a back seat in adventuring, which, oh my god.
Yeah, my biggest issue with I gotta get into Sonic Frontiers. It looks really good.
It is good.
Yeah, here's the thing. I didn't like. Okay, Sonic 06 had potential, and there's some good things there. The story's amazing.
Except with Elise. We
don't talk about that.
What would be better if Princess Elise was human or anthropomorphic? Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that might have been the only thing that could have saved Sonic 06 if they made Elise not human. It made him like
Sonic. Yeah, the story was definitely going in weird.
Oh my
goodness. The story was amazing. The
story actually brought in religion. Think about it.
What religion?
Solaris. Okay, I looked this up. Solaris is based off Sol. That's its name. That's what it's the basis. Yeah. That's the Norse god of the sun and light.
Oh, Norse religion. Nice.
So and not only that, but they also show Greek architecture and such. So Solaris and like that was about mythology. Which, please give me more of that mythology. I am the story. I'm one of those people who love story so much. Please give me more story and lore. I love it.
So what kind of Sonic games would you like to see going forward in the future? Story-based?
Like, Frontiers was more about story and memories and, like, fixing characters and stuff.
I love the moments between Sonic and Knuckles. I love those moments.
Now that they fixed the characterization, add more to the story. You now gotten us interested with like the ancients and stuff, and you're hinting that Sonic might be taking a back seat. What happens now? What are we doing? Like, what happens if Sonic takes a back seat? That's the game I want to see. Is what if Sonic, like again what they did with Sonic Forces, but better. What if Sonic stops adventuring for a bit? What if he takes a break because of what happened during the Starfall Islands? And he goes missing, quote unquote, missing. that would be a very interesting game story-wise.
You know what I loved most about Sonic Adventure 1 too? The music growing up as a kid. That was so fun.
They actually, in the Japanese dub of Sonic X, when Shadow and Sonic both fight the Bio Lizard, they play Live and Learn.
Nice.
In the English dub, you don't get that shit. You don't get that. I'm angry. Oh my god, I was so mad when I found out that the Japanese has Live and Learn and the English don't, and I was like, and I
gotta admit, I mean, I know they're really kiddish, but the song is just like the beat, the.
It also would bring so much more life to your.
And Sonic's been lacking that since Shadow the Hedgehog. They've been lacking since Sonic Heroes. By the way, Sonic Heroes was crap.
True.
Sonic Heroes is pure crap.
Along with that, like, a lot of the gameplays are terrible, but the animations are great.
Yeah.
Like, look at the animations of Shadow, Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric. The gameplay might be terrible, but the animation of the characters where they actually put in more cartoon features.
Yeah.
Please do more of that. Like, Sonic Frontiers did that. They added the stretch and squish of characters. Now I'm getting to the animation of it. Oh boy. That's going to be another thing that we might cover in this podcast.
Yeah.
Want to do that sometime?
Yeah, sure.
We'll do that.
Thanks for being on the podcast, I hope. And once again, I think Sonic has a bright future ahead of it. It's finally pulling itself out.
It's finally pulling itself up from hell.
Heck. It's crawling itself out of heck. Yeah, which I'm grateful for, you know?
Yeah, I'm severely happy for that. Oh, and also, I might be a common person that might pop in now and then.
My new co-host, okay. Well, until next time, folks, stay sane.
Please.